Okay, let's get into it. As you know, whenever I make these pre-market videos, I never really show my face, but today I kind of just want to hit on a couple of things prior to moving forward. So today's a pretty big day. We ended up hitting 100 subs. So I personally just want to say thanks for the love and support. My overall goal with this channel is to give like people what I didn't have when I first started trading, and as we know, the trading community it's very toxic in my opinion, and it sucks that beginner traders and young traders who are coming into this space looking for success, they are taken advantage of. It's true. So my goal is to be that trader that's just like genuinely giving a helping hand. How much money can you really make? How much do you really need? That's kind of how I see it. And humbly I say, YouTube will never be able to give me the money that stock market does. So I say that to say like I'm not looking to gain anything from this except for like being that trader in the community who's genuinely giving a helping hand. And that's what I want. I want this to like build into being a positive community. So something that I always say is like, I'm giving free game and I'm going to continue to do that. Like I'm for the people. I promise you would never have to worry about me charging, for anything. My goal actually is as we continue to grow as a community and get bigger is, I will have a Discord, and they say nothing in life is free, but that will be, free 99. I want people to come and like live trade with me every day for free. Nothing like I don't care to charge for that. To just like I just genuinely want to be that guy in the space to like help traders learn and grow, and to each their own. Some people feel that they should get paid, for their knowledge and giving it to others. For me, I'm just a guy like I'm giving. That's all I care about. I just want to help because I know how tough it was for me to start off trading when I first started in college. It was tough, man, and it's like you don't know who to believe, what not to believe. So my goal is to like always be transparent. Something that I always say is I'm going to continue to get free game. So the trades that you see me take in my live trading and the trade recaps, go correlate that with the pre-market game plan videos. They're all dated, and you will see I am practicing what I'm preaching. So I'm going to continue to do that. Not every day I'll be able to get out a live trading session or maybe a trade recap, but I'll always make sure, no matter where I'm at, if I'm busy, if I'm traveling, I'll give you these pre-market game plans so you can go into the following day prepared, right? Mainly been grinding. I have like 4 educational videos that's already done. I've just been really busy because I want to start getting those out very consistently. So that's really the goal here. It's to just help you, right? We can learn, we can grow, and I believe that anyone can be a trader. In my opinion, if you really want it bad enough and you put in the work and you grind, I believe that anyone can be a trader. And my goal is to just help you, do that. No one really helped me do so. I feel like I could have been profitable a lot faster if I did have a helping hand. So just want to say all that. Thank you for the love, for the support. Let's be a community, right? Like let's grow together. Let's learn together. And once you become a profitable trader and a successful trader, which I believe all of you will, you do that for the next person, right? Like you help them, right? You help them learn, you help them grow, and remember that. So that's really my goal here. It's just to build a positive community to help traders grow, learn, and like I said, I'm always going to be for the people. I'm always going to give free game. You would never have to worry about me charging for anything. But that really is my goal. Like in the future, it's going to piss some people off in the space, but I don't care. Like I just want to grow this thing big enough and have a Discord, and we are live trading for free every single day. Moving forward, I think within maybe 2 weeks on Sundays, I'm going to start live charting going into the week. So as you know, every day I put out a pre-market video for the game plan. On Sundays, I'm going to just start having a live charting session, and we are just going to go through all the names that I trade. You can, add to the comments on the names that you trade, and we're going to mark out our key levels, and then we're going to make our game plan going into the week. That's the whole point, to teach you, so you can learn on your own. I promise you right now, there is no better feeling as a trader than making your own game plan, building your own thesis, executing that, and winning a trade. There's no better feeling than doing that on your own, not from someone else's opinion or someone else's game plan, but doing it on your own. So that's the whole point of this, right? To learn and grow. So now that we got that done, I just want to say thanks, for the love and support, and let's get into it. So SPY, today was a really good day. Today was a really good day. I'm happy for this. I'm very happy for this. I've been saying this, right? This is what we've been waiting for. We're going to be patient. We're going to be patient. But remember, this, been preaching this. This is the A plus long. You know how they say the trend is your friend? The dip is your friend. That's what we're saying here. The dip is your friend. So we were waiting for this pullback long off this 673. This thing is in play. We still got a mini gap to fill right here, as you can see, but this thing is in play. That's exactly what we're waiting for here on the SPY. So today, I mean, this thing played out perfectly. If you watched that live trading session, which I highly recommend you go do that, there was a lot of insight in there, a lot of good info. And today we caught this on the dot. Now, what is something that I love is this. I always say, right? Like I did my job as a trader when I see my key levels being respected. What is this? Support, turn into resistance. This is textbook. Today I said, we are opening very bullish, but this really could just be a break and retest to the downside. And that's exactly what it was, seeing that gap fill. That's exactly what we wanted. So all this was, right, was this. We broke that, retest. Got that retest, turned this support into resistance, and then we move lower. That's exactly what you want to see. That's beautiful. That's exactly what I was hoping for. I've been saying this for the past couple of days. Like we need this pullback here on the market. Now, coming into tomorrow, it's fairly easy here because the only thing we're looking to do is go long off of 673. Let me zoom out here on the daily. If we fall under 673, we know we're not looking to short this name. We know we're not looking to short this name. Reason for that being is because we'll be back into this channel. As you know, we do not trade channels. We'll be back into this channel. This is a channel, and this is a channel. There's nothing here. So yeah, you can look for pullback longs off those key levels, but It's fairly easy. All we're looking for is that if price wants to stay under 673, we're just hands off. This thing is still bullish bias. If you look here, this is not really moving higher or lower. This was just sideways. We were stuck in this channel for the longest. So in my opinion, we are bullish. I'm sorry, we are bearish bias once we break under 653, but we are ways away from that. But that is when we are bearish bias on this time frame. On the daily, I should say, as that is a break of structure play, the 653. After we fall into that, now we can start looking for short setups. But until then, this is really just a pullback long here on the SPY to 673. So tomorrow, that's our key level to watch. Same thing here. So today was a good day on Qs. Reason for that being is today we filled a gap. That's really good. We filled a gap here. That's exactly what we want to see. This was our gap that we had today. And as you can clearly see, we filled that gap today. That's what you love to see. That's what I wanted to see. We still have some gaps to fill in this market. You can clearly see that. So what are we waiting for on this name? We're still waiting for this pullback long to 612.80. There's a lot of key names right now setting up. Like I said, the dip is your friend, right? We're just looking to play the dip in this market. Remember, we ended up getting these big breakouts. We gapped above, we gapped above, we gapped again, and then we made all-time highs, right? So we just shot straight up to the upside for an entire week. So all we're doing now is just being patient, sitting on our hands, waiting for that. So tomorrow, 612 is our key level that we're looking for. And then, of course, right, if we fall under that, we know we're not looking to short this name. Why? Because this is the channel, all in there. You can see this is the channel. Like, there's nothing in there. Of course, you can look for pullback longs off of that, but the high probability trade is a long off the 612.80. If we fall under that, we are hands off. Tesla's a little annoying. Like, Tesla's just doing his own thing. I'll break this down thoroughly. I ended up taking a trade today on Tesla. It was a decent base hit. It was pretty much a scalp, but it was a good base hit. It was a pullback long off this 450. But the thing about Tesla is I'm kind of just hands off on this name now. Reason for that being is, all right, we can't ignore the fact that now we're starting to form a channel in here. That's a fact. In between 466 and 450, we're starting to form a channel in there. So we did our job avoiding all that chaos. We did our job. We don't trade channels. We stay away from that. This is all consolidation, low probability setups. There's nothing in there. So it doesn't make sense for us to sit on our hands, ignore all that, and then start to try and force trades in there. So that being said, now moving forward on Tesla, and this is just me, right? This is just me. I'm pretty much hands off of trying to take a long off of 450. It's a high probability setup. Actually, this is right now. It's a high probability setup because, like I've been saying, as long as we are above 410, we are bullish bias on this name. So a couple of these pullbacks we're seeing today, we can't be surprised, right? Because the overall market is pulling back. So I'm not really surprised by that. Tomorrow, if this thing wants to do something like this on Tesla, tomorrow if it wants to do something like this, I'm kind of just hands off that now. Because now that's 6 to 7 days that we have just been in between this 466 and 450. So we are forming a channel in here. This is a channel now on Tesla. So I'm pretty much just hands off on there. Like I said, that's just me. You can take, this is a high probability scalp off of 450. We've been seeing this level get respected. I took a trade off of it today. Yesterday, we got the retest. That would have been a good trade to the upside, clearly, right? Because it ended up doing that. But as of now, I just want to stay away from this channel because it's just a low probability environment. We can't really expect continuation on our plays. So you can see here, forming a channel. So if you just want to be conservative and avoid this and just wait for the break and retest above 466.50, that is very valid. Other than that, you zoom out here, right? We fell under 450 today. We're just back in all of that. There's nothing in there for us. So we're just hands off anyway. So if we open up tomorrow under 450, we're hands off. Weird, man. It's a little, I mean, we can't be surprised. Tesla does his own thing, but it looked really promising. But we can clearly see how strong his 466.50 is. We ended up pushing up to 474 yesterday. And then today, we're down to 443. I mean, that's just, it's wild. It's really wild. So, but like I said, the overall market pullback today, can't really be surprised. This thing is still falling during the after hours, but we'll see how market opens. But coming into tomorrow, I'm pretty much hands off of taking a long, even if we get a break and retest over 450 because we're back in the channel. But it is a high probability setup if you want to take that for a scalp. NVIDIA. So, like I said, a lot of these plays are setting up. A lot of these plays are setting up. Game plan today on NVIDIA was a pullback long off of 201.05. Strong level here. So if you took this shot today, that was a good trade. I mean, you ended up getting this push into the break of high day, and this thing pretty much pushed up until 203. So that was a very solid trade. If you took that, we can clearly see our level got defended here. And give me one sec. You can see here, this 201.05 the whole day, right? Support, 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 break, turn into resistance. So it's a clear key level. But what have I been breaking down, right? We're being patient on these names, and a lot of these names, we've just been waiting for pullbacks. And this is exactly what we're getting. So here, I said this. We got this breakout here. We never got the retest. This is a key level. This 195.60. This is a key level. So I'm really going to break this down thoroughly because tomorrow, depending on what NVIDIA wants to do, we can really take this both ways. So as of now, we're really waiting for the retest. This is the A+ long that I've been waiting on, that I've been talking about. So, we got that break, never got the retest. We're looking for that. That's a perfect dip buy. Targeting all-time highs. That is a solid play. But this is a break of structure level, this 195.6. Reason for that being, right, is this is a swing high, right? This is a swing high in an uptrend. But if we break under that, we just broke under that. See what I mean? That's a break of structure. So now, technically, we could, look for bearish setups on this name. Coming into tomorrow, the only level that I'm really looking to take a trade off of is 195.60. I'm looking to take a pop and fade off of that if we open up under it, or a break and retest above that if we fall. I'm sorry, if we break above it. Other than that, I'm hands off. Anywhere under 195. Reason for that being is, remember the channel we were stuck in. we remember this channel we were stuck in. There's really like no clean price action in there. These aren't really key levels that I want to take a trade off of. And then look how tight the ranges are. I mean, 195 to 188, 188 to 184. It's just a lot of tight ranges in there, and it's a channel. That's a channel, and we definitely remember this channel. So coming into tomorrow, your key level here that you're only really looking to take a trade off of, at least for me, is this 195.60. That is valid. Looking for that, or that break and retest under that targeted downside. So I'm very open tomorrow to playing both ways here on NVIDIA. We just got to read the price action, see what the overall market is doing, and seeing what NVIDIA wants to do. Apple, I'm liking Apple, man. Apple is really setting up. Apple is really setting up, and I'm not going to sleep on it. So I found this new key level today, this 271.40, right? Found this new key level today, but coming into today, right? We did not have that level, and our pre-market game plan was looking for a break and retest over 269.10, targeting the upside. I mean, this is beautiful, man. This shows us we did our job. We did our job. We found a key level, and there's no better feeling than seeing your thesis play out and your key level get respected on the dot. So get that break, clear displacement, and that is no coincidence. Buyer step in aggressively, we get a hammer stick candle closure, and this thing just rockets to the upside. That's exactly what you want to see. So if you were able to stick around to about 9 a.m. and catch that trade, you got paid perfectly on that. That's what I mean when patient plays. Yesterday, we took a trade on Tesla. We got a big breakout. Sometimes traders see this and they're like, damn, I missed the move. No, be patient. Trust your system. Trust your level. We got that pullback. Buyer stepped up very aggressively, and this thing took off to the upside. But now, right, since we have a key level here on the daily, actually, I'll go to the daily just to show you. Now that we have this key level here on the daily, you can clearly see this 271.40 get respected on the dot. So now we're forming a channel in here. You can clearly see, right? Now, what do I love about this coming into tomorrow? Like I always say, straight up equals straight down. This is a great RR trade. I'm looking for this tomorrow. A break and retest over this 271.40 targeting this all-time high. That's a great RR trade. Like I always say, straight up equals straight down. This is a lot of thin volume to get filled. And what I love about this is not only is it a good RR trade, there's nothing in its way to the upside. There's no more key resistance level in Apple's way if we get a break and retest over this 271.40. So that being said, the only two key levels that I'm looking to go long off of is, remember, we ended up getting this break off of this 264.05. We never got the retest. So still looking for that. If that wants to set up tomorrow and we stay heavy, or a break and retest above this 271.40, those are the only two key levels I'm looking to take a trade off of. It's pretty funny looking at all the other tech names and looking at Apple. Just look at Apple on the daily. This thing is just beautiful, like stair stepping to the upside. I mean, this thing has really clean price action, which is funny coming from Apple, but this thing is respecting its key levels very well, technical analysis very well, and it's stair stepping to the upside. So you can clearly see all-time high 277.32. This thing is in play towards that. What do I love about consolidations? Right, consolidations, big breakout. That's exactly what we're waiting for here on Apple. So for the past 3-4 days, we kind of been stuck in between these two key levels. So tomorrow on Apple, as we know, we're long bias on this name. We're not looking to short this name. And what I love about this 271.40 is not only is it a daily resistance level, it's the previous day high as well, right? That's a good confluence for me. So a break and retest above that, nothing in its way to all-time highs. And then AMD. So I'm very happy with AMD on its earnings. Like I've been saying, a lot of these names skyrocketed and we never got a pullback or a retest. So let's break down AMD very thoroughly. This is also going to be on my close watch list. So, Amazon skyrocketed from earnings, Google, NVIDIA, all these names just shot to the upside and we had big gaps. AMD did not do that. So honestly, I'm very happy about that. A couple of reasons. One, we fell outside of this channel. I love that. Two, just like a lot of other names, we ended up getting this break. Give me one sec. We ended up getting this break over our key level, over 252.90. We got the break. But what did we never get? We never got the retest. We can't forget that. Also, remember, we were breaking this down and we were watching this very thoroughly. This 240.10, we kept pushing into it, but we can never get a daily candle close above it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. We pushed into it, but we finally got the breakout. Not only did we break out, we gapped above that. So what are we waiting for on this name? This is the A+ long. That is exactly what we're waiting for. This is our opportunity. Like you've been hearing me say, entering anywhere up here, we're late to the party. We're already at all-time highs. The trend is your friend. The dip is your friend. That's what I'm saying now. So this is our A+ opportunity. If we can get buyers to step up here over this 240.10, I'm looking to go long off this name. Clearly, right? Very easy here because if we fall under this 240.10, we're pretty much just hands off. Why? Because this is the channel all in here. In between 240 and 227, those are channels. Yeah, we're still bullish bias on the name, but we want to take the high RR trades. Why would we take a long over 234 and we're going long into 240? We can expect sellers to step in there. Does that make sense? I hope so. So tomorrow, the only key level I'm really looking to take a trade off of on this name is 240.10. There's nothing in its way to the upside if that sets up. So now that my main watch list is done, I'm gonna go to the side watches for some people. So Palantir, if you watch my live trading session today, I was a little upset that I was not able to catch this trade. I've been waiting for the pullback long off this 188, and that played out perfectly. We ended up falling, got the break and retest over 188. This thing pushed to the upside. That was a textbook trade. Unfortunately, my alert didn't go off. I have no idea why. I'm gonna make the assumption that price just ripped through it so fast. I'm assuming. So we know we're still bullish bias on this name. This is fairly easy setup that I'm looking for on Palantir. Like I said, don't sleep on this name. If we fall under 188, we know that's all the channel that we spent over a month avoiding. So we're not even looking to short under 188. We're just hands off this name. But this, I will be watching that. This is a valid long over 188. There's nothing in its way to the upside. It's a weekly level. Like I said, we can expect this pullback. Why? Because the overall market pullback today. You can see Tesla, SPY pulled back, but look at the divergence here on Palantir today. This thing's just shooting to the upside. So coming into tomorrow, the only key level I'm looking to take a trade off of on Palantir is 188. It's a weekly level. Those always get my attention, right? So I'm definitely looking for that, looking for an entry here off of 188. If that doesn't set up, I'm just hands off this name. Hood. So Now, on Hood, I know some people trade this. I'm going to break it down. We're pretty much open now to shorten this name. And I'll explain why. So, you can see here on Hood, remember, I had this 140.15 marked out. This is a breaker structure, right? This is a swing high. This is a swing high. What do we want? We wanted that to do that. And now that is an uptrend. But this was a swing high. We just made a lower low. That's what we just did. We just made a lower low. And then we broke under this key level, this 140.15. So now that is a breaker structure. So now you can see, right, we are making lower lows on this name. So that is very valid. That is a valid shot there off of this 140.15. So if you're looking to trade this name, I would recommend, I'm only looking to short off of 140.15. If we break above, this trade I like the most for a long. If I really want to long this name, why? You can clearly see it's a better RR. There's nothing in its way. So if you're looking to trade this name, I will wait for the long over 146.70, targeting all-time highs. But tomorrow, very open to shorts. This is a breaker structure type play. You can clearly see that today. Strong seller, stepped in very aggressively, hammer stick candle to the downside. So this is very valid. This 140.15, that's your key level you're watching for tomorrow. Google, still being patient here. There's really nothing here setting up on this name yet. Like I said, a lot of these names during earnings just gapped up and ripped to the upside. So on Google, I feel more comfortable taking that. We know we're bullish bias on this name. The deeper the pullback, the better. I would rather take a long off of this target and all-time highs compared to that. This level is being respected. We can see that. But the deeper the pullback, the better. I feel comfortable, longing this name down here at 268.30 compared to 280.30, right? So something that I broke down, kind of just like Nvidia and like Apple. Remember, we got this breakout, but we never got the retest. So this is really our A plus long. We're still waiting for this 256.70 retest. So be patient, have an alert there. Remember, I broke this down, right? You can see here, this was a key level, this 256.70. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 times. We pushed into this level, but we can never get a daily candle closure above it. We finally got that. And what do you notice? We never got that retest. So this, patient pays, right? Patient pays. We are waiting for that. That is a very valid shot targeting all-time highs. You can look the scale here, you can look the scale here, and then hopefully this thing can gravitate towards all-time highs. Like I always say, you're entering trades up here, you're late to the party. This is the A plus opportunity. That's the better RR trade. That's the better risk to reward trade. 100%, right? The dip is your friend. Start writing that down, right? This thing is still intact to the upside. This overall market is still bullish, so we're not really looking to short anything except for maybe two names. So other than that, hope this helps. Oh, Amazon, there's nothing here. Today was a good day on Amazon, I guess you could say, because we filled this gap, right? That was a gap fill type of play. But if you really want to trade this name, I would just wait to see what buyers do, stepping up here at this previous all-time high, this 240, this 242, 52. But other than that, kind of just hands off this name. There's other names for you to trade. Don't force it, right? Just let this thing pull back. We ended up gapping up tremendously, making an all-time high, which is crazy, right? We got all the way up. So let this thing pull back, fill the gaps. I hope this helped. Once again, thanks for the love, support, and let's continue to grow. So I hope you have a great day tomorrow.